Hey guys, what's up? So in this video I am attempting to do my second crochet video where I'm doing a hat. So this is my second hat tutorial, and this is a puff stitch hat. I decided to mix it up with a different stitching at the bottom for the band, but it came out really cute. At least I think so. So this is very beginner friendly. However, these balls that you see attached to the hat will not be in this tutorial because that's not so beginner friendly. And if you're interested though in seeing how to make those and attaching them to different hats or items, thumbs up the video and leave me a comment. So we're going to get started, and basically these are the items that you will need. I am using two different skeins of yarn. They're just red heart saver yarns. They're just regular worsted weight, and I am going to be using a J hook today, or for this project should I say. And then you'll just need scissors just to cut the yarn. So let's get started, guys. Now, very simple, you just start with a slip knot. There's multiple ways to do it, but I always like to take my string and wrap the short end around the long end, and then wrap the long end around the actual hook and pull through. Very simple, very easy. You can also just do it with your hands, basically just making a simple knot. So we're going to start by chaining 5. And to chain, you just yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over the hook and pull through. And there you should have a total of 5 chains. And what we're going to do is connect our final chain to the beginning chain by just doing a slip knot. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through. Okay, so now what you will have is a circle, and we are going to work our stitch in that circle. So now that we have it, we're going to chain 1. Make sure you chain 1 because I don't show that in here. And then you're just going to pull up your yarn so that you have plenty of room to work in. Wrap your yarn over, put it through the circle, pull up again, wrap the yarn over, put it through your circle, pull up again, that's the second time, wrap it over, put it through, pull it up, and the 4th time, wrap it over, pull it through, and pull it up. And that should give you a total of 9 loops on your hook. Once you have your 9 loops, you're going to wrap the yarn over and pull through all 9 loops. And you want to secure that with just a slip stitch real quick. And that is your first puff stitch. And in between each puff stitch, we're going to have a chain 1. So we're going to continue. Wrap the yarn over, pull it through, wrap it over, pull it through, wrap it over, pull it through. And as you can see, I'm pulling, and that is just to make sure that my yarn is equal in length. And we're going to wrap it over one more time, pull through all 9 loops, and secure it, and chain 1. And we're going to go to the next puff stitch. So this is all you have to do, guys. We are going to do increases, but the stitching will stay the same throughout the majority of the hat. And for your first round, there will be a total of 6 puff stitches. Okay, and on to stitch number 5. Yeah, wrap the yarn over, put it through the center, pull through, wrap the yarn over, center, pull through, wrap it over, go to the center, pull through, wrap it over, go through the center, and pull through all 9 loops. You are basically wrapping it around for 4 times. And again, make sure that you toggle your hook so that way all your yarn will be the same length. So now that you have all 6 puffs, we're going to connect the last puff with the first one by doing a slip knot into the first stitch. And now you have your 6. And that is the end of your round 1. Okay, so we're starting the next round by chaining and drawing up, and we're going to do 2 puff stitch into each space. So again, the process is the same. Yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, going in, pulling through. Making sure that everything is even. And going over, putting through, pulling it. And we are now going to yarn over and pull through all 9 loops, which will connect them. We're going to slip stitch to secure it, and again chain 1 in between each puff. So now we're going to move around to the next space. Again, it's going to be 2 puffs into each space, so at the very end we'll complete the first set. So just follow along. Again, we're doing 2 puff stitches into each space. Okay guys, so we have one more puff stitch to do, and we're going to go back into that very first space and complete that set. So that set is complete, and I haven't connected it yet, but I wanted you to see that there are 6 puffs in the first round, and in the second round there are 12. And so now what we are going to do is connect them by slip stitching. We're going to do that from the puff that we're in, and we're just going to connect it to the beginning puff. And that is the end of round 2. So the next one, we are doing another increase, chaining, pulling up, and we're going to still go into each stitch. This time we are doing a single puff stitch in one stitch and a double in the other. So we're going to have a pattern of single double all the way around, and that should give us a total of 18 puffs in the in the third round. So we're going to skip and go to the next one. Again, when we start initially, we always finish that at the end. So that doesn't count as our first puff stitch technically. I hope you guys can follow. Just watch. So the next one will be 2. Okay, so now we are going to finish that second one. So we're going to the next stitch, or the space, excuse me, and we're going to do 1 puff stitch. The next space will have 2 puff stitches. and the next space. So I'm just pausing so you guys can see, and we're going to just continue to go around with that pattern. 1 puff, 2 puff, 1 puff, 2 puff, 1, and just we're going to keep going. Okay guys, now we're on our last puff stitch, and we're going back into the same space where we created our first one, which will give it our double puff stitch for that actual space. So you should have a total of 18 puff stitches, and as you can see, the pattern is 2 puffs, 1, 2 puffs, 1. So I'm going to join it, and then I believe I'm going to count for you guys, okay? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yes. So you have 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 is your pattern. We're going to go to the next row. Chain and drawing up. This time we are going to go right into that space. Complete our first puff, and this is another increase, and with this increase the pattern is going to be 1 puff, 1 puff, 2 puff. So this one will be our 1 puff, remember when we start off we don't really count that, it's incomplete. The first puff is always incomplete. So this one is considered our first complete puff. We're going to go and do our second into the next space. And in this third space, we shall be doing 2 puff stitches. And again. So that is our pattern for this round. One. So we're going to complete our first set of puff stitches by going back into that first space and completing the second stitch. Once we do that, we're going to connect the 2 puff stitches and get ready to proceed to our next round. Okay guys, so there are no more increases. Now you basically will have to measure the person's head or measure someone whose head is similar to the person that you're making the hat for, because after we get to 24, that is going to be the remaining, that's going to be how we finish that hat. So rows 5 through 10, you're going to go into each space and there will be 24 in each space. Now, I have a big head. This head is for me, so instead of me doing the rows 5 through 10, I added 2 extra rows. So I have a total of 12 rows. But from where my hands are up to the tip, that is your normal hat size. I don't have a normal hat sized head, so I had to make it work for me. And I'm going to show you now how I connect my other yarn to do my actual rim of the hat. So I'm basically just going to tie a knot. I'm going to tie a couple of knots, and I'm going to get it as close as I can because this is the easiest way to join it, where you don't have to do any magic tricks. You're just tying a knot, and the knot will stay secure. I've done many hats like this. They don't fall apart in the washing machine or anything. So I'm just going to do a double knot, and what I do after that, I just proceed to do the brim or the rim or the trimming of my hat the normal way that I would do it. Okay guys, for our hat, the border, we're going to do 2 single crochets into each space. So you're going to place your hook in the space, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both hooks. In the space, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Okay, so now that we're at that end, we're just going to join our last stitch to the first and just continue to go around into each space, and we're going to single crochet. Now it depends on you how many rows you want to do. I did a total of 6 because I wanted to have a really defined border, but it's up to you depending on how long you want your hat. Guys, so this is my hat pretty much complete. I'm going to show you how I'm going to end off the rim or the border of the hat. So basically I'm going to continue stitching around, but I'm just going to do slip stitching around the entire circumference of that hat, or should I say the border. And the slip stitch, you're just going to insert your hook. You're going to insert your hook into each space. And yarn over and just pull through. and continue. And don't pull tight, because you want to make sure that, again, you'll have enough space. That way you can, if you pull too tight, your hat will not have any pliability. Okay guys, so after you finish your slip stitching, you can cut your yarn and tie it off in a knot, a couple of knots to make sure that it's secure. Or if you're more comfortable, you can also just weave it into the hat, and then you will be done. So if you guys do attempt this, let me know how it works out. Leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, and most importantly, be a blessing.